Hello, everyone, and welcome to War in the Pacific. Welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, where we're here as the Allies on July 11, 1943, beginning preparation for some offensives. By the way, I have made a mistake in the South Pacific there. I have a whole division prepared to go into Western. There's even a dud on an Espo. Um, Preparation of an invasion of Western Dutch New Guinea, and I've allocated fewer ships than I thought that was needed. Anyway, I made another dud, but the Grunion got one in. Okay, that should sink. Oh, that's another one. Okay, this should sink. Um, Four torpedoes. Three of them hit. One was a dud. This should sink. Yep. Point being, my invasion of Manokwari is gonna come off a little, probably a few days, 3 or 4 days later than I was hoping. Um, but hopefully lesson learned, and I, well, it's been a while since I made that kind of error, so it's not something that I anticipated doing this time, but we'll see. And there is something, here we go. There is, hopefully we take out these Sallies. This is just a formality, so I'm gonna push through. It's not really a dogfight or anything interesting. Um, but I'm not sure where I was going. But yeah, so that was unfortunate when I realized my mistake. But I did, but I do have some more ships coming. I've got another thing planned. I've got some things in motion. So I'm kind of excited about the next few days and weeks. Also, I've been looking over all the assets I've got in all the areas. Our flag is doing a decent job. We've got another an aircraft unit designated for Changsha, but that's several weeks away, probably. All right, now we were able to cap trap the group without Tojos earlier, and that lowered what we have left here. But we should be able to get through these Tojos and maybe take out a Sally or two. But with 12, I don't know. With 12, we may not get through all 12. What I'm hoping for is some more P-38s will arrive. I don't know if that's going to happen in this situation. Maybe if we were capping over our own air base, but that's not the situation here. These Tojos are pretty tough, giving us a run for our money. And we're not diving from above because we were brought down with the level of his bombers earlier. Yeah, we're gonna run out of these guys, but we are taking out a few of these. Okay, a number of these Tojos. Yeah, we're gonna run out. That's unfortunate. Oh, yeah, in fact, he's diving on us now. All right. Well, so he gets through. I was hoping to do a bit better. And after all that, we're gonna have to rest that squadron for another 2 days. It's hmm. All right. So that's interesting. We're not seeing any damage to supplies. I wonder what that means. You'd think we'd hit one at least. Wonder if he's low. Wow, these really did come in piecemeal. I had 3 P-17Fs squadrons coming from Dilley, and literally each one came in separate. I was hoping for some coordination. Hmm. Well, better late than never, right? So, yeah, I guess we're winding down the air phase, I think. Because the afternoon is usually slower. Five ships near Babel Daub moving east. Man, that's a high dud rate today. That's it's kind of frustrating, honestly. I feel like one of those board games where you roll dice and you just uh, you have a 50 or 67% chance of rolling, and you roll 10 dice and you get like one or two successes. Just one of those scenarios where just no matter what the odds are, you just can't succeed. Um, yeah, this isn't as positive as the other results. Okay. We'll see what's coming. Actually, I just noticed we're getting, I believe it's the Yorktown too. So that's cool. And um, I will pull up the uh, um, air combat casualties for you before we jump into the 12th. It may not be a big number. There we go. But it'll be nice to look to observe. A funny thing, when I pulled this up, I thought this was a one here. Air loss is one. And I was gonna say, so he lost less than we did after all. But anyway, which wouldn't have made sense for that to be a one. But okay, so he lost 7 Sallys and 5 Tojos, all there over China. 2 zeros to ops, which I have no idea where they are. And yeah, I was expecting to lose P-38s because of the one air-to-air loss. I couldn't think of anywhere else we would have lost in one. We lost 3 C-47s. I don't understand how to keep these things flying, but whatever. I just expect it to just be always heavy losses. I know we can't keep up with our production, but it is what it is. Got to keep them flying. And then we have we lost one pilot for good. All right, let's see. We got a 2-point small, very small tanker. But hey, we'll take it, right? All right, we'll see you on the 12th. All right, it's the 12th of July, 1943. See if we can put some things in motion. One, we have a night bombing happening over Bangkok to again test the situation there. We got apparently some issues, like a lot of strays. Man, I don't even know if we'll get in there. Well, let's see. All right, let's get through that. Severe storms, I mean, what's the point, right? See, that's the thing. It's like you got bad lighting and then you got severe storms where when I wish you could know, like there was some kind of meteorology report that said the odds of severe storms is 50, 60% or whatever. So you can decide, I'll skip it then. Because this is, here's the thing, let me put it this way. I expect bad weather so much, or maybe it's my pessimism, that when I sent them, I just thought, well, they're probably going to encounter severe storms. So you got the night, 85% moonlight plus severe storms. You're probably not going to hit anything. And we don't hit anything, but we'll go again when it's closer to 100%. We'll see how it goes. Hey, we hit a destroyer minesweeper. In fact, 2 torpedoes, so that thing is gone for sure. All right. Okay, so 2 torpedoes, 1 dud, one. Yeah, that sinks. Our dud rate is way higher than I thought it would be. But here's a Dutch sub kind of filling in and doing the right thing. We do hit a cargo ship that's carrying oil or fuel and hopefully will sink. In any case, it's gonna burn up a good chunk of that oil. I'm trying to allocate more subs to that area so that we can catch some of these ships coming back from the Dutch territories. And okay. All right. He's flying plenty of sweeps over this. He wants to still hit that, but wants to make sure I'm not going to have my P-38s there because I keep showing up in different places. He's probably thinking, let's just make sure he's not there, and then let's sweep up a ton. All right. Yeah, some more sweeps here. Nice. Our flag is doing decent work here. Not saving the runway at all, but destroyed one, damaged several. Maybe we can get some ops losses out of that. And no supply hits. That's good. So he flies here anyway. I'm sure he has backup air units, and so he flew out and hit us pretty badly too. And that time when we bombed Kindari, we had 18 bombers. That means the 3 squadrons came in together, so that's good. All right, that's a pretty good hit on Rangoon. That reminds me, I accidentally forgot to bomb the port with those dive bombers. Man, I'm bummed out at myself because it would have been cool to see how nice our bombing with dive bombers on the port would have been. I don't recall all my, yeah, like to yeah, we didn't have as robust of bombing today as I thought we were gonna have. Well, today seems very lackluster for so many things, but we did potentially get a ship laden with oil, so that's good. Although, because it's a cargo ship, it's going to be carrying at half capacity. So whatever, if we did sink it, which if we didn't, it will sink. There's no way with all the fires burning up all that oil. But so it's not going to have like 7 or 8 thousand units of oil that we sink, no matter how big the cargo ship is. But anyway, we get some reinforcements here. That's good. That's cool. All right, let's take a look at some of these things going on. Catalina spotted something by Akyab. 4 ships. I don't know if that's going to be accurate. Maybe they spotted our ships and called it out. This may be a um, night sighting, in which case it's probably going to be um, an error. But anyway, let's what was the other thing I saw here? I guess nothing. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Yorktown supplies. So we got repairs completed at Sydney. No, sorry. Um, Pearl Harbor. So we got another battleship. I think we should be able to. That's our Central Pacific Bombardment Force. So we can move it back. Prep for an Eniwetok invasion. This, this is that island base. I'm not gonna try to destroy that word or that name. That's that island base south of Borneo, or even Celebes, and we will. I want to build it up, and you know, one of the things I want to do is fortifications so that we can dig in and hopefully be protected from a potential invasion. So we got a patrol craft, a cargo ship, and then we got some air units. One Canadian. I don't know if they'll let us take that off the western. Um, I almost said Western Front. Western United States. Well, anyway, Western America. Um, this patrol craft surely is at least viable. And then this Australian air unit. All right, let's see the damage. So a lot less than I thought we were going to have. 1 air-to-air loss, 2 ops losses. But he had 14 total. Let's take a look at what they are. So of course he lost a bunch of Oscars flying over Bangkok. Couple of Sallys, one to Flak. We saw that, and maybe of the same bombing run, an ops loss, some other miscellaneous aircraft. We lost a Coronado, oof, a recon, and then one of our Liberator twos. I think we have no more of those, or if we have any, it's very limited. So this isn't ideal. But so as Oscar's got one of our Liberator twos. Let's see if we lost any pilots. We did lose one killed and two wounded. And then let's see what report we got on sunk ships. Uh, this W13, which isn't worth much. Um, I'm sure he's not too upset with this. If this was carrying oil, we're looking at like 1155. So that's not going to be a lot of oil we sank. But 7982, let's check and see if that's the same. It's nope, 7982. All right, so no, this one we sank. In this area of the Philippines. So whatever we sank over here that was carrying oil, I still don't know how big that was. It looked like a big ship, but and we haven't confirmed we sank it. Yeah, I didn't hear it anyway. And then that's that. I'm gonna be brief as I have tried to be as in other wraps because there's just really not a lot to talk about except for a rehash of things that I've said multiple times. I will say I'm trying to build up some of these bases. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe it's a waste, but well, I'll tell you my reason. It's for points more than anything, because Manus is going to be our main port, and Kavieng and Manus can be where we base bombers. We can particularly Kavieng, and that can hold that can sorry, I can build this up to level 9, which means I could have lots of aircraft flying out of there. So this is going to be our main airbase and a main port. So really, I don't need Musau Island or anything like that to build up. But as soon as things open up, actually, I'm not sure why I'm putting an aircraft here. Is that, yeah, that's hilarious. I think that's a mistake. It's not necessarily a mistake, but he's not gonna bomb this. Um, that's fine. Moving west or anyway into the Dutch East Indies. I am prepping for the invasion of Ambon, and as a result, I'm gonna make sure. Oh, I was covering the unloading there, but that has been finalized. So I am going to turn that off so that these guys don't get overly exhausted. And we're building the fortifications. I might get this to level 2 or 3, and our assault value isn't too bad here. Um, I mean, it's above 0. Why can't I see it? Uh, Assault strength 2. So it's weak, but and I just can't reinforce this, or it's just not doing it for me. Um, be nice to get. Okay, we almost have full complement of engineers. That's the biggest thing I want right now, and we can build up some more KNIL rifle squads. Except I'm not even sure if we have any available. Um, let's see. We have 0. And we won't get any more until August of 45. Wow. Okay. So we're stuck with what we got there, which again is 2 assault value. But if we can get the engineers, fill that out, build this up, that's fine. That it is what it is. We'll take it. We do have an aircraft, however good that is. So if he decides to bomb here, hopefully we can operate our flag to effect. I did want to say something here. I wanted to say this the last video, but I didn't get to it. One thing I'm doing is see this base here. I don't know if you can tell with my mouse, but it's west of Makassar, east of Surabaya. I still own that base, so I am literally sending a seaplane tender here. We're going to operate some search planes out of here. We already have a forward base here at this base that shall not be named, and then I'm trying to remember. There's a base that I'm going for in this area. It might be Koflau. I'm not sure, but um, I have my eyes on a base that I'm going to send a seaplane tender to that will allow me to operate. Uh, it could be one of these, to be honest with you. I just don't remember how forward I'm trying to get. The problem with too far up, like this by the Moluccas, in the Seram Sea. The problem with getting too far forward is you're in danger of him spotting you and bombing you. If I can sneak into one of these bases here, I can still get air search, or well, I say air search, it's true, but specifically looking for ships, I can get that flying, um, you know, extending my range up to Babel Daub and so forth. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to cover that a little bit. All right. We thought we spotted some Japanese ships, but I'm gonna say that's just bad intel, um, an erroneous report, and we're shuffling some troops around. I'm still trying to get this 5th Indian and this 11th East African Division. As soon as we get them in position, I think we're gonna pull the trigger. Well, that's not true. I also want to buy out this division so that we can prep for an invasion of Port Blair. All right. So that done. Otherwise, I don't think my bombers flew. Well, my night ones did. Okay. Um, yeah, these vengeance ones, I forgot to. I should have put them on port attack. That would have been cool to see how accurate they were. Get multiple explosions going on there. That would have been great. These have very low fatigue, so it's quite possible they didn't go. I'm gonna lean toward the notion that they didn't go. All right. And you can see here, these ones, I don't know. I really don't think they win. Um, I, I don't know. It felt like it went by really fast, but I mean, our sweeps went, but I don't remember seeing our bombers go. All right. Well, yeah, I'm not seeing it. All right. So maybe we'll go this time and be successful. We lost a Liberator 2. Okay, we have a few. That's great. Well, this is the only unit that has any, so we can use these up. And once we use these up, we can look into upgrading. Now, I can pick any of these if I want. If I'm gonna go for the Liberator B3s, I gotta wait a month, and I don't know how quickly these come out, but we can take a look at that real quick, I think. All right, here's the Liberator 2. That's we're gonna have these through this month, and then we're going to get these B3s, and we get 8 per day. Right now we're getting 3 Liberator 2s per day. So we'll get, here's the thing, we have a squadron of 16 bombers. So within 2 months, we should have enough air units to fill this out somewhere. But we only get these 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get these for 5 months, and so we'll have a total of 40. And then I guess the B6s come out, but these we get at 15 per month, and so we'll get double. And from then on, the rest of the war we'll get these. So this will be the replacement for the B3s when we're ready to upgrade. So that's gonna be cool. Um, And then later in the war, we can get these. This looks like oh, it's a transport. I was going to say recon, but it makes sense that it's a transport. It can carry a load of 6,000 and it has no camera. Uh, these must be the recons, maybe. Well, anyway, I can just look. Nope, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them for naval bombing or ASW. Probably ASW. But we'll see. Anyway, um, so also I wanted to point something out, yeah, on this screen, and I made the mistake of closing it, but let's take a look at something for a second. I was looking at one of these, for a minute. All right, let's pick one. This would have been 4 months. That's correct. Um, okay. One of these came and went, and I was looking at the quantity produced, and it was less than the amount, the replacement rate. Um, so I can't remember what it was, but for example, we should have produced 72. Let me look. No, let me look at this. Maybe it's just a waste. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Um, all right. So this was 8 months. Yeah, we can use this one. So this is January to August, through August, right? So this is 8 months, literally. If you count one, if you include, and it's all inclusive, 1 through 8 is 8 months. 8 times 16 is 104, by my math. Well, that's not true. We have some in pool, so that's a bad example. So ignore me. Shoot. Trying to remember what it was. I'm not going to anymore. I'm just going to leave it. But it seemed like the math isn't adding up where, well, I can use even better example. Something that is based on availability. All right. Uh, So it's July 13. I mean, technically, we should have made 28 of these P-47s, or close to, maybe 25, and it's only 22. Um, well, here's one. 7 New Zealand Dauntlesses, right? We should have 3, but we only have 2. Okay, maybe a bad example, but I just, what this means, 7 here means we need to get 5 in only what, 17 days? I don't know, or 18, I guess. I don't know. We should have had already 3 of these or 3 of these. Here's one. Month to date. Okay, so here's the replacement rate, 4. We only got 1, but that could be just because we're not even at the midway point. But I would think we'd already have 2 there. Um, Here's one where 11, we already got 5, but here's 12 and we got 4. How does that math work? Um, So I don't know. I don't want to nitpick. Here's one where the opposite happened. Here's 67 and we already got 39. Well, that's not true. It's actually supposed to be 88 when you add these two together. So, disregard me. I'm just nitpicking about something. This is goes the other direction. Supposed to get 5 in a month, we already got 3. 10 in a month, we already got 6. So I can't really complain. It's not worth complaining about. Here's one, 6 per month. We only got one. We only got one. And if you look, well, yeah, I just don't know. Um, not a big deal. Well, this might be what I was trying to point out. So if we started getting these in April. So April, May, June, that's 3 months, 3 full months. That's 18. Okay, plus 119. That's what it is. Sorry, my headphones cut out. They have an auto. Apparently me talking isn't enough for them to stay on. They have an auto shut off. So this should be at least 2. Anyway, again, nitpicking. I'm gonna stop now. Moving on. Everything seems to be fine in order. Got some. I'm trying to get all my pieces, chess pieces, ready to move, but otherwise, I think we're in okay positions. I will tell you, my P-38s are resting. They seem to. I'm going to give them another day because they were up to 40 before. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. I'm done ranting and complaining and um, just maybe someone knows the algorithm or the math behind why it's not evenly distributed through the month. But to me, I'm not one of the reasons I'm not stressed, but even concerned about it is because I need to eke out some of these. I need to eke out as much as I possibly can to maximize like my transport aircraft, especially the C-46s. A lot of the British aircraft, they just don't make that many of them. And I need to fill these air units out. I need to get some more of these. Um, Oops, wrong airbase. I need to get some more of these Wellingtons out, and we're just not building very many of them at all. I feel like we're not getting the full 6. Uh, where is it? Wellington BX. I feel like we're not getting the full 6 per day that sorry, per month that we're supposed to get. I I might be seeing that I'm proven wrong on that, but that's where I'm just like, please give me the amounts you're promising because I'd like to have every aircraft possible to fill these to upgrade these air units. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna move forward. We're gonna jump into July 13 and keep going. Thanks for joining me. Bye.